Jimmy Patsos and the Shark in studio this morning with us here on Big Board. Who'd you bring with her? Who is this guy?
Ryan Harkins.
He's the man.
He's all ready for his Villanova run but more importantly, his Siena run. I think Shark had something to do with this. We're on ESPNU. Saturday night, there's only 2 games of the MAC tournament on ESPN. The finals, 9 p.m. Monday, ESPN. And this one, ESPNU, they picked it up.
Oh, that's nice.
Wow,
I didn't know that.
Great.
That's
okay, so
that's
there you go. So
not that I don't want people to come to the stadium.
No, but people were asking.
If you're not, ESPNU picked it up.
That's sweet.
Okay, that's cool. So
Big.
Saturday night game, 9:30-ish on ESPNU.
I love that you say ish.
I mean, you never know,
9:30,
right?
sharp start.
Oh, yeah. We've been down that road too many times, but it is what it is. What's your thoughts on Fairfield?
They're very good. This guy, Tyler Nelson's first team all-league. They've been winning close games. They had like a miracle win at Quinnipiac. Well, it was a good game. They sent it to overtime and won. Then they hit a 3 to win at Canisius. Then they beat Niagara. They've had some really clutch wins to move from like 7th to 5th. We tied for 3rd, which gives us the 4 seed. They're good. Jerry Johnson's a senior that shoots threes off the catch, but Sidibe's been hurt, and of course he's going to be perfectly healthy for us.
Be healthy Saturday 9:30.
Healthy. They said his peak performance will be Saturday at 9:30. He's had 2 double-doubles against us, a 5th-year senior who's a great inside player, and I like the guy as a person. But J.O. is ready. Oganyemi's ready. He's been in the gym a couple days doing extra work to this. I think Javion's like, I got to pick it back. He's had a great year, very consistent year. But he's getting double-teamed a little, and I think he knows he needs to go back in the gym and do some work. So Sidibe's big, Johnson's good, Cobb can score. They've gone a little small. Segura's the point guard, and but it's Nelson makes him go. He's first-team all-league. He's got that kind of Jeff Hornacek. He can get it off fast, flying around type thing.
Speaking of all-league.
Yeah, you're right. My partner is a little upset over J.O. maybe getting snubbed here.
J.O. couldn't make third team all-league. He's a 1,000-point sport in the reigning defensive player of the year, and he gets double-teamed when he catches the ball.
That's the problem, is he gets double-teamed. We got Keith. I was proud of Keith because he's never been in an all-league team, and he got second team. And Brett's Brett rebounds too much because he was the leading rebounder in the league, so he's going to be put on.
Was he number 1?
Right, so Brett's going to be put on there,
good.
And then Keith really flourished down the stretch. John Dunn, him and King are great. I hope John Dunn gets Coach of the Year. It's who I voted for. It's how he did against you. Like, Brett did really well against some teams, and then Marquise. Javion's model of consistency may have hurt him, Zach, getting votes. In other words, you're the opposing coach. You vote against how they did against you. So, he didn't play great against St. Peter, so John Dunn's not going to vote for Javion. But he didn't have any monster games. Like, he had 17 against Iona. But I thought he was our most consistent player from start to finish this year out of the Big Four.
Is that the way you vote? Like you, because I don't think there's a right
Shark
answer.
Tells me.
See, I don't know if there's right
Sharks
answer.
are big stats. He goes on Ken Palm and decides who to vote.
So do you look at stats when you consider?
He does.
voting?
I switched it. I do a little of both statistically, but then how'd the guy do against us? That's my John Dunn thing. He's always been like, how'd they play against you? Right. The guy's a leading scorer in the league, but you shut him out twice and beat them twice. Why would you vote for him? This is one of those semantics arguments that we've had.
Yeah, because we were talking about this yesterday, and then Joe Cremo is second team. Zach feels strongly he should be on the first team America East.
I like that
kind of thing.
Played very well.
So
I like that. Yes, I do.
I mean, he's top 11 in the league in every single category.
He just sees why they win. I mean, they did a lot of good things, but
at the end of the day, it's a matter of team winning now, and then here we go.
No, it's about the team. The one thing I like for my seniors is I said all of you have Levon is the one. I've got some calls that Levon should have been on the all-league team because he had some monster games and clearly was the emotional leader the last 5 or 6 weeks.
He had a monster game at Monmouth on Friday night.
He did. And he played well.
I'm going to tell you that right now.
Win the game. He played well at Marist. He won the game against Marist. They hit 8 threes in the first half. And
I thought you played great Friday night at Monmouth. Now, I know you're focused on Fairfield, and you get it by them, but to me, I said going into the Monmouth game, you don't have to win that game, but you need not to get blown out by 20. You didn't. You take them. So if you are fortunate enough to play them again, to me, you've shown them on their court that you go right to the wire with them. Now you're going to get them in your building. So I think that was even though you lost the game, I thought that showed a lot to me.
No, I appreciate that. And Roger, there's good losses and bad losses.
That was a good loss.
We didn't hang our heads when we left it.
And you didn't have Marquise for the final, 8 minutes?
Yeah, because he had the flu for 3 days, and then he cramped. It was really hot in the gym, and so he just couldn't quite, it was a bad combination for him because it was packed. It was a really good crowd, But it was a great game. You know, the commissioner, Rich Enzer, came right up and said, hey, best game of the year, and it's really good you guys were on TVC up in Albany. So we're working our way, but Fairfield's tough, and they've been winning close games. Fairfield's been eking out some sensational-type wins, which makes me nervous because those are really momentum builders. But the all-league thing, what I was saying, Zach, was, look, I talked to Brett yesterday. Brett, you have first team and second team all-league on your resume, CBI MVP. Marquise, you have all rookie and now second team all league. You can place them where you want. We've all done our resumes here, whether it's to get a radio job or a TV job, or Shark BSing his way into Villanova's grad program so he could be on the national championship team. There's a way to organize it. And like Marquise now has second team. Javion's going to put defensive player of the year and second team all max somewhere on his resume.
Sure, of course.
Because you're just trying to get that. Then it's your clip tape, and then how'd you do your team winning?
Right.
I was just down at Maryland. Steve Blake grabbed the mic and said, we were down in Maryland for the 15th anniversary. Fran McCaffrey shot the lights out down there. They beat him. They talked about, Steve Blake grabbed the mic and said, I really want to thank Coach Williams for teaching us that winning as a team will get us the accolades and in our professional careers that we want. And there's Steve Blake, Juan Dixon, Chris Wilcox, Lonnie Baxter, Byron Mouton, but more importantly, Drew Nicholas, who played overseas, and Taj Holden, who played overseas. Winning helps you, but you have to put, we won, here's what I did, here's some accolades personally, and I want to go get a job overseas. So they've all kind of got that, you know.
This is always must-listen radio when we have Coach Patsos.
We haven't even got to the Oscars yet.
We haven't even got to the Oscars yet.
Which is
We have Adnan Verk. We have Adnan Verk,
yeah,
who's the big Oscars guy who was the big headline on Mike and Mike. We have him at 11:30.
No, it's Faye. Warren Beatty had a bad rehearsal week. He was mad at Faye Dunaway. He let her say it. He knew it. She didn't have her glasses. It was just all over, and that's how it goes.
Let's get more reaction to that. Coach Patsos in studio. Ryan Harkins in studio. The Shark. We're talking Siena men's basketball here on Big Board Sports. More with Coach Patsos.
And about Shark is so excited about Tebow. He wants to talk about Tebow starting in right field.
Tebow to the Mets. He's drawn all the headlines. We got a lot to cover on 104.5 The Team, ESPN Radio. Is Shark and by the way, Shark is Ryan Harkins.
I saw these guys twice.
I saw them at the 930 Club in D.C.
Hey, I'm going to Maroon 5 on Tuesday. That's all I know.
There you go.
I'll be there too.
You're going?
I'll be there.
How about this? This was a Christmas gift from Kel and I to the kids because they like to go in limos, and we take limo to Saratoga every summer, and the limo pulls up in front of our house, and guess what the kids can't do? They can't get in a limo and go to Saratoga because we usually have a sitter and we don't take them. So we said, all right, fine. Now, Rachel likes Maroon 5. Brady probably could care less. Kel loves Maroon 5. I'm okay with Maroon 5.
Do you like Maroon 5, Ryan?
Maroon 5. So what do we do for Christmas time is we the gift was tickets to Maroon 5 with a limo picking us up at the Wyland Ranch at 5. Going to the pump station for dinner on Tuesday.
Love the
going to the Times Union Center.
Good.
Why don't you join us for dinner? Why don't you and Ash join us for dinner?
Yeah.
Pump station.
Oh,
5:30. I'll buy you dinner.
There you go. You got the Times
in case I might not see
I think
it.
with the Devils leaving, the Times Union may get more events like that too. But I think it could be an interesting thing for them.
I hope that my seats are like really good.
They're good.
Because for 4 tickets,
hey man, you make it.
I mean, seriously,
you make it.
Here's the question: Can you tell me one thing about Maroon 5? A song, a singer, anything?
If you played it, I could tell it to you.
Okay.
Yeah, I do. I saw them in concert.
You did already
at SPAC.
Oh, okay.
Outdoors.
Okay.
And I liked
there
it.
Too.
But so anyway, Adam Levine, I get it. The women go crazy, and I get all that.
All right, so we got a big game Saturday night. We need people to come 9:30.
I know you're not thrilled on talking about 9:30.
I don't mind. I do what they tell me.
Do you really? Do you really hate this time period?
Well, with a turnaround. No, there's nothing you can do. I don't care about the turnarounds. Look, in our league, they've decided to reward the number 1 seed very heavily and the number 2 seed, and after that, it's fight for your life. That's just how they've done it, and that's okay because they want the first 2 guys to have the best chance to go. I can't believe Monmouth's not on the radar of these last 4 in. Ryan, weigh in here because you follow this closely.
This is, by the way, let me set this up. This is Ryan Harkins. He's Director of Basketball Ops under Jimmy Patsos at Siena, and his nickname is the Shark.
He's big Ken.
So what is it? What is it with Monmouth?
Well, I mean, their only big win is Memphis, and then Princeton, which is a good win.
South Carolina by 1 on a fluke shot.
They did. It might have to do with, some of the MAC couldn't weigh it down. That might be it. The bottom half. We're the 16th greatest conference, but according to the numbers, that hurts at some point.
Do they get in if they don't win at all?
Vermont, yeah.
Yeah.
Vermont gets in if they don't win at all.
I don't
That's
think so
Vermont's
either.
receiving top 25 votes from multiple
I
voters.
haven't seen one that automatically in until the
No, they're not.
none of them are in.
No, they're not. They're definitely not automatically in.
No, they're
But
definitely
I
not.
would not be surprised if they lose close in the championship game. If they did, or they'll be a high seed in the NIT.
They're really good.
Yeah, no, NCAA is where the money's. I think.
Of course.
If Monmouth makes it to the championship game, I would say they'd be being at large.
Let me ask you this question: is Syracuse in? Right now, are they in?
The ACC, they got that Duke win was nice.
Yeah.
If they can win,
They got to win a couple.
They got to
games
win
in
a couple in the
conference
ACC tournament.
Yeah.
So right now they're not in.
Two conference tournament wins, they're in. Two conference tournament wins. One, I still think they could get snubbed because they're ninth in the league. So unless you take 9 or 10 teams from the ACC, because they're talking about them taking 10.
Yeah, 10.
So if they're the 10th, because I think they're ninth right now with one game left. But geez, 10 teams from one league. I don't know. Have we ever done that?
I don't know. With the Big Ten being down, I need my boys at Northwestern to win tonight. They got to beat Michigan to get in. They're going to have less teams in. The Big 12 is going to have 4 or 5 conference. The American Conference, which I think is only going to have 3.
Yeah.
They got to. But I've heard. Look, I heard they wanted Clemson, and they were 4-12, and they were like on the number because they've lost so many close games. Now they can't. I'm sorry, Zach. When they were like 4-10. They were like, if they win 1 or 2, because they had all these like 1-point losses,
Yep.
including Syracuse, Boeheim, another
the
lucky
game
shot,
winner, yeah.
another drawn-up lucky play. Bank it in. Run back and play 2-3. Okay, there they go again. After you bank it in, play 2-3. Gary Williams calls me every time Boeheim wins a game. They are very good friends. They are golf buddies. They are part of the Dave Gavitt real crew. Dave Gavitt, PJ, Boeheim, Gary Williams. They golfed. John Havlicek, Ireland, trips, love affair. He's like, all my luck went to Boeheim. He's like, the guy will make a 60-foot rolling putt in the wind at Ireland. I miss a 3-footer. He makes a bank shot from 17 feet, plays 2-3. They don't even know who they're guarding, and they go to the Final Four.
Hey,
like, sort of not all joking either.
Right. Hey, Penn State played Ohio State tough. What's going on with Penn State since they played Albany?
That's a long time.
They've gotten a lot better, right?
That's your friend.
That's a pretty big win I thought, for Albany at Penn State. I thought Penn State was going to be stinko all year. They're actually a lot better. Penn State's not
They have a lot
bad.
of Philly kids this year. That's why they play Michigan State at the Palestra. They have so many Philly kids. They got one of those games, but
and they won that game.
They're all young though, so they're.
Yeah, they did win that game. Yeah, they've struggled the past couple of games though.
Who are your top 5, Shark? Top 5 college basketball.
Nova, go Nova because of obvious reasons. UCLA,
Celtics.
Kansas.
I would say Kansas, Kentucky. I think Kentucky's really good.
What did anyone happen to catch that Kentucky comeback?
They
last
came
night?
back
That
last
was
night.
Against Vandy last night, yeah.
Unbelievable.
That was
And
a bad
Vandy,
loss for
it's not
Vandy.
like Vandy collapsed. Vandy kept on hitting big shots. Kentucky just took it.
Sleeper shot. Oregon.
Yeah, I like the Pac-12.
The Pac-12's
Arizona,
terrific.
Oregon, and UCLA. One of those 3, I would not be surprised to see it playing on Monday night. Like those 3 are good.
We're talking Siena men's basketball with head coach Jimmy Patsos. Coach, is your team right now playing its best basketball?
Yeah, close. We played some good basketball early. We just came up short. I don't want to get into the. Hey, look, we took an interesting road to get where we are, but we're here.
Right.
And it's how you finish, not how you start. I guess the other day there was some report that our non-conference was 17. I think it's 27 is the real number Ryan has. But there was some type of RPI, BPI thing where 17th, every team we played is in first place. Asheville, Bucknell, Vermont.
Yep.
Albany's clearly doing well in second. Kansas won their league. It's just St. Bonnie's is doing well, but it's over and over. We played some really good basketball. I think our confidence got a little shook, and then we regrouped, and now we're playing really well. And Nico coming back has helped us, but we're battling hard. There's been no lack of effort in 2017. I've never said, hey, you guys didn't try tonight, or hey, it's talent plus effort. Most importantly, execution. Well, talent probably. Talent, execution, effort. Those are your 3. You can put them any way you want. The shell game. there's been no problems in 2017. Even when we had Nico leave for a little while, he's come back with great energy. He defensively was unbelievable against Maris. We got a chance. Come out. It's going to be a great game. But this Tyler Nelson is a real guy. And I say the Hornacek thing, Zach, he kind of gets it off quick. He's flying around. You'll think he got him stopped, and he makes some crazy layup. He's kind of loosey-goosey, but when he pulls up at the end of the day, it's all right. The form's really good. In other words, he's not like a standard player. He's a little more crafty and athletic than you think. He's pretty good. Doesn't post up like Cremo or anything like that, but on the perimeter, he really can get him off. I'm really worried about him, and it's going to be, I don't care when you play. See, we host the men and the women's tournament, which is fine, which is a very nice thing because everybody gets to play in the arena, et cetera, and we love, I'm a big fan of it being in Albany. The hotel's downtown. There is one hotel on Wolf Road, but all the rest of the hotels are downtown. And so they get to go to all the, events and restaurants, and the parents can come right off at 87 and go. It's really nice. But the women's Saturday is tough because you got to play 6 games. In other words, it shakes out pretty easy, and we just have to be the 6th game on Saturday, and that's the way it goes because we tied for 3rd and got the 4th seed, so I can deal with it. But ESPNU, I've always said this, Roger. If you're on one of those TV stations, you know when we'll play? Whenever they tell us.
Yeah,
Right,
that's true.
right.
That is
So
true.
that's a great reward, and I think Enzer really has a lot to do with that. He knows what he's doing there, and I know. I also know that there's a very high-up Fairfield alum at ESPNU. So they say Fairfield, Siena, 2 really great schools, really great names. Let's put them on ESPNU. So if that's the trade-off, I'm cool with playing then.
What is the key to a Siena win if you're going to that game, watching that game?
You got to keep scoring. We got to keep scoring. When we score, we're fine because we've been putting more defensive possessions together. Look, I'm never going to be known as I'm not going to do the defensive clinic at the Rennie LaRue clinic, but when I do clinics, I'm usually offensive or situations or pressing and running. I'm not really the half-court defense guy, so.
Well, I mean, I noticed one thing. I keep going back to the Monmouth game because to me, I wanted to see how you played at Monmouth. But the first time you played was 102-82.
Yeah,
the second time you played it was 77-73. So
but it wasn't 62-59.
No, it wasn't. but it was a lot. It was a lot lower. You did a better job defensively. What was the rebounding in that game?
I think
Do you remember?
we rebounded.
You held your own, right?
We held our own. Brett had 14. We got to get to the offensive glass, but against Fairfield, yes, they shoot 3, so you got to hold them to 1 shot. We're just trying to get 2 and 3 stops in a row. Beginning of the year, come on, we weren't getting any stops in a row. Now we're putting 1s, 2s, 3s, and 4s together, and when you do that, you have a chance because we're going to score. But we have to, get the game going. But then I'm just telling you, you're going to look at the box score and see what Nelson did. And then Sidibe's really good. But we have to keep scoring, and Nico coming off the bench helps us. And Sammy Friday might give us a few minutes. We got a big guy that's kind of coming around, and they got a big guy. Mama's got a big guy. Everybody has a big guy. St. Peter's, John Dunn, Welton's a big guy. We need someone to go in there and give Javion a rest. And Javion can slide to the 4, so it should be a really good game. But our team is in a good state. Today is going to be our first practice after I leave here. We just had Monday and Tuesday off because we played 2 games in 3 days and traveled and all that and stuff like that. And we will be ready, but our mindset's very good.
Hey, Shark, before you go, I know you're a big Mets fan, right? I don't like the news on David Wright at all.
No, neither do I. But that's why they signed Jose Reyes last year to kind of have that insurance policy with all them. They have a pretty deep infield with Wilmer and them.
Yeah, they're used to not having Wright.
David, it's unfortunate, though. I worried this might be it.
I was going to ask you, as a Met fan, do you think that we might have seen him play his last game?
Maybe not his last game. Definitely his last full season. He'll come out 60 games. I hope at least.
What do you make of Tim Tebow as a Mets fan? I mean, he's selling more jerseys at Port St. Lucie in the minor leagues than Curtis Granderson is right now, but he's got no chance to play in the bigs. Yeah, and I did this with the Jets when the Jets signed Tim Tebow. I'm okay with it. I don't need it anymore in my major league team. He can stay down in the minor leagues. If he hits, he hits. But I don't. He didn't hit though. Well, he hit 9 home runs in batting practice. Well, yeah, batting
big
practice.
Deal about that.
I don't think he's taking anything away. I don't think it's like there's any sort of negative. Like it's only positive press. They're making a ton of money. He's making money doing it.
Yeah, but the Yankees wouldn't do it. You know what I mean? Like it's
probably right.
it's a Mets thing. It's a Mets thing.
But,
Exactly.
but Zach, do you really believe that Tim Tebow, in his mind, thinks that he can play in the bigs?
Yes.
Does he really, really, truly believe that someday I will be playing at Citi Field for the Mets?
I genuinely, I think in his own mind's eye, doesn't think that one day he's going to be playing for the Mets. He's 30 years old.
So then why is he doing it?
Because he's not going to not do it.
A passion.
He's not going to not try to take advantage of it. You know, I don't think he ever believes that he's going to do that.
Coach, hey, Ryan, thank you, man. Appreciate it.
I like Tebow we went to Florida, and one of his teammates is a high school coach down there now, and spoke that he's the real deal and everything. So I think it's kind of cool that he's out there because he's a good role model for players.
Coach, have a good practice.
We'll see you guys.
Good luck on
tonight.
Saturday.
Yes.
And thanks for a few minutes, as always.
Delmonico's after the season.
Oh,
or Huck Finn's.
Huck Finn's, Delmonico's, Jeff Sperber. It's all good for sure. Thank you, Coach. Appreciate it. Shark, good to see you. Thanks, Ryan.